Are you still treating AI like a flashy toy? Well, it is time to shift gears. Let's dive right into this explainer because today we're breaking down exactly how AI is moving way beyond a novelty trend and becoming a massive, practical tool for actual business leverage. We're cutting through the hype to look at how real entrepreneurs and professionals are automating workflows, slashing costs, and completely rewriting the rules of modern business.
So 1 crore rupees a month, that is a massive number, right? But what's truly wild about this figure is that it represents the actual monthly revenue of a 22-year-old running a zero-employee, highly automated business. 1 crore a month, operating at 80 to 90% profit margins. And they're doing this entirely by orchestrating AI agents. It just completely proves the sheer scale of the opportunity we have right now when we stop treating AI like a chatbot and start treating it like foundational infrastructure.
Here is how we're going to logically unpack this blueprint today. We'll quickly move through 1. The one-person empire. 2. Your automated AI workforce. 3. Blueprints for AI monetization. 4. High-leverage AI strategy. 5. The 80-20 human moat. And finally, 6. The future of work. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, the one-person empire, and the massive structural shift happening in business right now. You know a trend is real when the smart money bets on it. Top venture capital firms like Andreessen Horowitz are now openly stating their thesis. They want to invest in platforms that actually enable single-person companies. The future basically belongs to individual builders who orchestrate AI rather than massive, bloated companies relying on huge teams to do repetitive jobs. The ceiling for what one single person can achieve has literally been blown wide open. Think about the old way of scaling. It meant hiring a massive team of 10 or more employees just to handle basic operations. You are constantly bogged down by team management, HR conflicts, and endless overhead. But the new way? You operate as a one-person orchestrator. You sit at the very center of a network, directing a tireless digital workforce in complete silence. You focus entirely on high-level strategy, and the AI handles all the execution. Which brings us to Section 2, your automated AI workforce. So how exactly do you build this digital team to handle all that heavy lifting? You might think you need to be a hardcore software engineer to do this, but you absolutely don't. We've entered the era of wipe coding, using plain language instructions to build complex systems. The real trick is knowing how to pair these tools. Instead of relying on a generic chatbot for everything, you can deploy Paperclip to act as a general manager overseeing tasks. You use Julius AI for rigorous data parsing. You set up conversational voice agents that actually pause and breathe like real humans to handle customer calls, and you use Magix to independently optimize your ad spend. You are essentially hiring a highly specialized C-suite of software. Let's look at how this builds into a complete automated workflow, like an AI sales development representative. Traditional outbound sales is a grueling, multi-week process, but an AI system automates this flawlessly. First, it scrapes targeted leads. Second, it enriches that data by reading their recent LinkedIn posts or company news. Third, it scores them to make sure they actually fit your ideal customer profile. And finally, it generates a hyper-personalized outreach message. What used to take a human team weeks of painstaking research now takes an AI agent literally a few seconds. And the most crucial point here is speed. Tools like the Speed to Lead agent ensure that an incoming inquiry gets a customized response in under 5 minutes. The data shows that responding within this 5-minute window makes you 21 times more likely to qualify a prospect. Compare that instant connection to a traditional setup where a human might take 3 days to reply. AI agents don't sleep, and that relentless speed hits your bottom line instantly. Moving on to Section 3, Blueprints for AI monetization. Now that we have this incredibly capable workforce, how do we turn these workflows into real, scalable revenue? According to platforms like Pickaxe, there are very clear, proven paths to monetize this. You could charge local small businesses $300 to $1,500 monthly retainers to handle their missed calls and customer support, operating at a staggering 80 to 90% gross margin. Or you can encode your own unique industry expertise into an agent and sell specialized subscriptions to niche users. Alternatively, you can consult for large corporations building internal agents that easily reduce their operational costs by 10 to 15%. Keep in mind that software pricing models are maturing fast because of this. 43% of SaaS companies are now shifting to hybrid or outcome-based pricing. Flat, seat-based subscriptions are dropping rapidly, down to just 15%, because charging for a seat just doesn't make sense when AI is doing the actual labor.
Buyers don't want to pay for access to a dashboard anymore. They want to pay strictly for the outcome, like the exact number of leads qualified or support tickets resolved.
If you want to start an AI consulting agency, your absolute best entry point is the Phase 1 audit. You can charge a client anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 just to map out their current workflows, identify exactly where AI can save them money, and provide a strategic roadmap. This phase is pure profit. It relies entirely on your strategic expertise, not on building complex tech. And almost always, it leads directly to them hiring you to actually build out the systems you recommended.
That brings us to Section 4, High-Leverage AI Strategy. Because to truly deliver that kind of value, superficial, basic prompting is a dead end.
High-leverage strategy means you don't just ask AI for a generic summary. You have to deploy structured prompts that force the AI to do the heavy lifting, generating a deep SWOT analysis with specific action items, drafting complex quarterly business review narratives, creating vendor evaluation matrices that actively hunt for hidden costs, or acting as a rigorous devil's advocate to aggressively pressure test your business plans.
The secret sauce here is giving the AI explicit permission to criticize you. You need to use specific modifiers in your prompts. Tell it to challenge my weakest assumptions, provide honest alternatives, and most importantly, demand no sycophancy. You want the AI to expose your blind spots, not act like a yes man trying to flatter you. You need it to counter your own optimism bias with cold, hard logic.
Section 5, the 80-20 human moat. This is where we answer the big question. If everyone suddenly has access to these exact same AI tools, what stops a competitor from copying your business overnight?
The answer lies in the 80-20 rule. Yes, the AI handles 80% of the commodity execution, the coding, the drafting, the data processing. That part is a commodity. It's easily replicated by anyone. But your 20% human touch, your unique perspective, your highly refined taste, your years of specific industry experience, and exactly how you piece these tools together to solve a pain point, that forms your ultimate, uncopyable, protective moat. Basic operations are no longer the moat. Your human judgment is.
To strengthen that moat and generate truly unique ideas, you can use a fascinating technique called a model council. Imagine putting the world's smartest AIs, say the most advanced versions of GPT, Claude, and Gemini, into a virtual boardroom. You present a problem, and you literally prompt them to research independently and then debate each other. This cross-examination drastically reduces logic errors. The result isn't just an AI-generated answer. It's a highly refined, pressure-tested strategy that no single human or single AI could produce alone.
And while you're building these systems, you absolutely must engineer them to avoid AI sycophancy. Like we talked about earlier, this is the dangerous tendency of an AI to just flatter you and agree with a terrible idea just because you're the one who suggested it. A high-leverage operator demands rigorous problem-solving and brutal honesty from their tools.
Which leads us to our final section, the future of work. Taking a step back, how does this entire blueprint reshape our careers and the broader economy?
The reality outlined in our sources is that jobs aren't just disappearing, they are rapidly evolving. Right now, only 2 to 3% of people are actually using AI effectively. The vast majority are just engaging in AI theater. The real opportunity lies in shifting from manual execution to strategic orchestration, becoming a power user who constantly automates their own standard operating procedures into what we call .skill files. Think of a .skill file as a custom GPT you trained or a saved automation that flawlessly handles a complex process you used to do by hand. But let's be very clear about the hype, and this quote really hits the nail on the head. AI will not fix bad strategy. You still have to be the domain expert. Human judgment remains your absolute most critical asset. You must be good enough at your job to distinguish brilliant, highly leveraged AI output from confident garbage.
I want to leave you with this provocative thought to ponder. In the near future, hiring managers won't just ask for your resume. They're going to want to know what part of your job you've automated. When you apply for your next major opportunity, how many automated .skill files will you bring to the table? Start automating your boring, repetitive tasks today, because tomorrow, your true value in the marketplace will be measured by the tireless digital workforce you bring with you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.